Good evening. Welcome to Election Night in America 2020. Tonight we have the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Representative Nancy Pelosi from the state of California, versus of course the incumbent president, President Donald Trump. It is now time for our 7 p.m. poll closings with 60 electoral votes at stake. The state of Vermont, Nancy Pelosi's first win of the night, 3 electoral votes landing in the Democratic column. The state of Kentucky, Donald Trump is the projected winner of their 8 electoral votes. Out of the vice president's home state of Indiana, a state that he served as a governor from, the state of Indiana's 11 electoral votes will go to Donald Trump. Donald Trump will also carry the state of South Carolina and its 9 electoral votes. And a swing state from 2016, not so much a swing state this election season, the state of Georgia, 16 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner at the top of the hour. And out of the state of Virginia, it is currently too close to call. A Democratic state from 2016, 13 electoral votes. Donald Trump is in the lead. And on our current electoral map, Donald Trump has 44 electoral votes, and Nancy Pelosi has 3. Keep in mind, 270 are needed to win the election. It is now time for our 7:30 p.m. poll closings from West Virginia, North Carolina, and Ohio, comprising 38 electoral votes at stake. The state of West Virginia, Donald Trump is the projected winner of their 5 electoral votes as expected, a state that every single county voted for Donald Trump in the 2016 presidential election. Out of the battleground state of North Carolina, too close to call, 15 electoral votes, Donald Trump is in the lead. Another state Donald Trump is leading in that he also won back in 2016, the state of Ohio, 18 electoral votes, too close to call at this time. And on our current electoral map, not much changing, Donald Trump at 49 electoral votes and Nancy Pelosi remains at 3. It is now time for our 8 p.m. poll closings with 172 electoral votes at stake, the biggest batch of this evening. The state of Alabama, 9 electoral votes, Donald Trump is the projected winner. Out of the state of Mississippi, 6 electoral votes, Donald Trump is the projected winner here. No real surprise, a solid GOP state. Another solid GOP state, the state of Missouri, 10 electoral votes will go to Donald Trump. Some Democrats thought that they had a chance in Missouri, not so much this time around, especially with a candidate such as Nancy Pelosi. State of Tennessee, 11 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. Volunteer state will go to the GOP at the end of the evening. And another state that voted for Donald Trump, every single county went for Donald Trump back in the 2016 election. 7 electoral votes from the state of Oklahoma. Donald Trump is the projected winner. State of Maine, this is an interesting call. This is the first flip of the evening, one of many. The state of Maine, 4 electoral votes. 3 out of their 4 electoral votes will go to Donald Trump, with the 2nd congressional district and Maine at large, and Maine's 1st congressional district will go to Representative Pelosi. The state of Illinois, 20 electoral votes. Nancy Pelosi is the projected winner, a solid Democratic state. Joined by the state of Maryland with its 10 electoral votes, another solid Democratic state, one of the most liberal states in the union. The state of Delaware, 3 electoral votes. Nancy Pelosi is the projected winner. No real surprise in many of these states. The state of New Jersey, another Democratic state. The state of New Jersey with its 14 electoral votes will go to Representative Pelosi. She will also carry the state of Massachusetts with its 11 electoral votes. Again, no surprise here. State of Connecticut, 7 electoral votes. Nancy Pelosi is the projected winner. She will also carry the state of Rhode Island, the neighboring state of Connecticut, with its 4 electoral votes that will land in her column. The District of Columbia, 3 electoral votes, the most liberal part of the United States, not a state. 3 electoral votes will go to Representative Pelosi. Keep in mind, this district voted for Hillary Clinton with around 90% of the vote back in 2016. The battleground state of Florida, a battleground state every single presidential election season, 29 electoral votes. Donald Trump is in the lead, while Nancy Pelosi is behind. The state of Pennsylvania, 20 electoral votes, a state that put Donald Trump over the top back in 2016. He is currently leading here, but we do have 50% more precincts remaining. And the state of New Hampshire, with 80% of precincts reporting, Donald Trump leads Nancy Pelosi by around 5%, 4 electoral votes at stake. The electoral map is on your screen right now, a lot more red and a little bit more blue. 95 electoral votes for Donald Trump and 76 for Nancy Pelosi. It is now time for our 8:30 p.m. poll closings from the state of Arkansas, 6 electoral votes, and the state of Arkansas, a state that is a part of the South, 6 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. It will land in the GOP column this evening. And again, not much changing on our electoral map. 101 electoral votes for Donald Trump and 76 for Representative Pelosi. It is now time for our 9 p.m. poll closings ranging from New York to Arizona to the state of Louisiana. 156 electoral votes at stake. The state of South Dakota, 3 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. joined by South Dakota, also North Dakota, another part of the red wall here, neighbors the country of Canada. 3 electoral votes from the state of North Dakota. Donald Trump is the projected winner. The state of Wyoming, one of the most conservative states in the union, in fact, the state that voted for Donald Trump by the largest margin of victory back in 2016. The state of Wyoming's 3 electoral votes will remain in the GOP column, joined by Nebraska, in which all 5 of their electoral votes, both Nebraska and Maine, delegate their electoral votes based off congressional district. This time around, all 5 of the electoral votes from the state of Nebraska will go to Donald Trump. The state of Louisiana, 8 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. Neighbors the states of Mississippi, below Arkansas, and next to Texas. The state of Louisiana joined by the rest of those red states going into the GOP column. As I previously mentioned, Texas, 38 electoral votes, the GOP equivalent of the state of California. 38 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. Donald Trump will also carry the state of Kansas, now solidifying the red wall halfway through the United States. 6 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. And the state of Arizona, again, a state that went to the Democratic Party in the 2018 midterm elections in both the House of Representatives and the Senate races. And unfortunately for them this time around, the state of Arizona will go to Donald Trump at the top of the hour, not being a swing state. 11 electoral votes. And now a key race alert from the battleground state of North Carolina. 15 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. Was widely expected to go to Donald Trump based on polling data and turnout numbers. Donald Trump wins the state of North Carolina. 15 electoral votes. Another battleground state, not as close as North Carolina, but the state of Ohio, 18 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner out of this state. Again, this is widely expected as well, looking at previously polling data that shows Donald Trump ahead by 6% in the state of Ohio. Though it typically votes with the winner, we will see at the end of the evening. And the state of New York, Nancy Pelosi's only victory in this entire poll closing batch, 29 electoral votes. Nancy Pelosi is the projected winner. Now for the swing states, the state of Wisconsin, 10 electoral votes, too close to call. A Trump state from 2016 that Donald Trump won with 22,000 votes, 61% of precincts reporting. Donald Trump is in the lead. The state of New Mexico with 5 electoral votes at stake, an exact tie, vote by vote. Donald Trump and Nancy Pelosi, dead heat. 43% of precincts reporting. We will see as the rest of the evening comes in. State of Colorado, Donald Trump leads Nancy Pelosi with 9 electoral votes at stake, but only 13% of precincts reporting. These numbers can change. The state of Michigan, 16 electoral votes. Donald Trump leads Nancy Pelosi in a state that he won in 2016 by around 10,000 votes. And the state of Minnesota, a state that Hillary Clinton narrowly won in 2016, too close to call. Typically a Democratic state, not so much this election season. 10 electoral votes, too close to call. And on our current electoral map, we see a sea of yellow and red with a little bit of blue in the Northeast and Illinois, which gives an electoral map total of 211 electoral votes for Donald Trump and 105 for Representative Pelosi. It is now time for our 10 p.m. poll closings from Iowa, Montana, Utah, and the state of Nevada, with 21 electoral votes at stake. The state of Utah, 6 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. Donald Trump can also carry the state of Montana, will also carry the state of Montana with its 3 electoral votes, minuscule but definitely adds to Donald Trump's numbers. And the state of Nevada, the state that Nancy Pelosi is currently leading in, but things can change. 6 electoral votes. Nancy Pelosi narrowly leads Donald Trump with 40% of precincts reporting. But out of the state of Iowa, 6 electoral votes. Too close to call, but Donald Trump has a pretty strong lead right now with 51% of precincts reporting. And on our current electoral map, Donald Trump is at 220 electoral votes, 50 away from the magic number of 270, and 105 for Representative Pelosi. It is now time for our 11 p.m. poll closings from Idaho, Washington, Oregon, California, and Hawaii, with 82 electoral votes at stake. The state of Idaho, 4 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner as expected. A battleground state, the battleground state of Florida. 29 electoral votes being called at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Keep in mind, back in 2012, it was not called till days after the 2012 election had ended. In 2016, it was called around 12:33 a.m. 29 electoral votes at 11 p.m. Eastern Time will go to Donald Trump from the battleground state of Florida. Another battleground state, the state of Iowa, 6 electoral votes, a state that Donald Trump carried in 2016 by near 10%, will go by around the same margin to Donald Trump this time. State of New Hampshire, this is a flip from 2016, state that Hillary Clinton carried by around 2,000 votes, now going to Donald Trump, 4 electoral votes landing in the GOP column. But the state of California, a little silver lining here for the Democratic Party, 55 electoral votes will go to Nancy Pelosi. This is her home state, as expected, going to her. State of Washington, 12 electoral votes. Nancy Pelosi is the projected winner. She will also carry the state of Oregon, another progressive state, 7 electoral votes. Nancy Pelosi, the projected winner. And the state of Hawaii, 4 electoral votes will go to Representative Pelosi. On our electoral map, a lot more red filled in there, a little bit more blue on the West Coast, which gives Donald Trump a total of 263 electoral votes and Nancy Pelosi at 183. Donald Trump is now 7 electoral votes away from being re-elected as President of the United States of America. We now have state calls from the states of Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, totaling up to 46 electoral votes. The state of Michigan, 16 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. This is a Rust Belt state now remaining in the GOP column. Another state remaining in the GOP column, the state of Wisconsin, 10 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. This is expected as well. And the state of Pennsylvania. The other 2 states went. Pennsylvania going as well, remaining in the GOP column. These 3 states have not been won by the GOP besides Donald Trump for decades. And Donald Trump is now breaking history and winning these states back again in 2020. 20 electoral votes from the state of Pennsylvania going to Donald Trump, which means that Donald Trump will be re-elected as President of the United States of America. Come 2020-21, we will have the same president in the White House for another 4-year term, looking ahead to 2024, which means that there will be an open race with no incumbent able to run. Donald Trump wins the 2020 presidential election over Representative Nancy Pelosi. And as you can see on our electoral map, Donald Trump has effectively surpassed what he got in 2016. 315 electoral votes for Donald Trump, 183 for Nancy Pelosi. It is now time for our 1 a.m. poll closings with 3 electoral votes at stake. The state of Alaska, Donald Trump, the projected winner of their 3 electoral votes. And the state of Minnesota. This is a major call because the state of Minnesota has not gone for the GOP in a very, very long time. The state of Minnesota, 10 electoral votes. Donald Trump, the projected winner. I believe the last Republican president to win the state of Minnesota was Richard Nixon in 1972. Since then has been a Democratic state. 10 electoral votes now flipping into the GOP column. Another GOP state, the state of Nevada, a state that both Barack Obama carried in 2008, 2012, and Hillary Clinton carried in 2016, now going into the Republican column. But again, the state of New Mexico, 5 electoral votes now going to Nancy Pelosi. A little silver lining here for the Democratic Party. The state of New Mexico goes to the Democratic Party. And as you can see on the electoral map, we have 2 outstanding states, the states of Virginia and Colorado, giving Donald Trump 328 electoral votes and Nancy Pelosi 188. And we now have state calls from the states of Virginia and Colorado with 22 electoral votes at stake. And the state of Colorado, 9 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. This is a flip from 2016 and another flip from 2016, the state of Virginia. 13 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. Say that Hillary Clinton carried in 2016 along with Colorado, both of which have since flipped to the GOP by the end of this evening. And this is our final electoral tally. 350 electoral votes for Donald Trump, way past what he got in 2016, and 188 for Nancy Pelosi. This is our final electoral map. Donald Trump has flipped the states of Maine, Colorado, Nevada, Minnesota, Virginia, and state of New Hampshire. So that pretty much wraps up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I decided to do this video because I thought it would be fun. I was thinking, what would be the largest margin of victory for Donald Trump for all 2020 Democrats, even ones that haven't announced yet, because there probably are going to be candidates that will announce later on. And I decided to go with this Nancy Pelosi video, and I also went back to my original videos, and this one I had done a while ago, back in 2017, and I thought that it would just be pretty interesting to bring this one back up. But since from here on out I'll probably focus purely on 2020 candidates, I'll probably have a Cory Booker Donald Trump election night tomorrow. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video so much. Comment down suggestions below for future election nights. I'm thinking about doing a Pete Buttigieg subscriber decided election night because I had plans to do that a while ago. But yeah, so again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow.